So guys, I was waiting for the bus and thinking about physics and thinking about a lesson, and then it occurred to me that I'm in a perfect place to introduce the lesson, and that is, well, basically the question I want to answer is how do cars, big things like that, heavy things, right, how, when they have momentum and they're moving, how, like this bus behind me or this car behind me, how do they actually come to a stop? How do the brakes work? We simply do this with our foot. Like, we just simply press down on a brake, and somehow that stops such a huge vehicle when it's moving. So how do cars stop? How is it that we can put a tiny bit of force on a brake and stop something like a car from moving? Or how might we lift a car with a jack? It's all about hydraulics, and let's just go through the very, very basic principle of how it all works. So here, guys, I've drawn a simple diagram here, and you have a piston at one end and then a piston at the other. Now at this end, this might be the force that you apply. This might be your brake, and what you need to notice is that this piston here has a very small surface area. Let's give it a number, let's give it an amount, and let's give it 0.05 meter squared. So this surface area here is 0.05 meters squared. Now, I mean, my force, my weight is like 700 newtons. So imagine if I sort of kind of like put half my weight down on there, let's call that 300 newtons. So I have a force and I have a surface area. That means when I press down on this piston, I am going to exert a pressure. Now we need to remember that pressure equals force divided by area. So what have we got? We have force 300 divided by 0.05 gives us something like 6,000 pascals. So we can exert a pressure of 6,000 pascals. Now, because we have this enclosed internal system, that pressure, and if you remember, we talked about where pressure acts, it acts in all directions equally. This is going to be exerted, and it's actually going to continue through, and it will be able to push this up here. Now, what we have is a change in surface area. So on our bigger piston, and this is actually the thing that we're going to want to move, this is the thing we can lift if it's our car, if it's a jack, or indeed stop. So the surface area of this is a lot bigger than that. It's about 4 times as big, right? So let's say it's something like 0.2 meter squared. Yeah? Now, if we have an increase in the surface area, we're going to have, well, we've got a missing value here, which is our force. Now, force, if we rearrange it, is surface area times pressure. So let's plug that in. Surface area 0.2 times the pressure that we were able to exert there, so times 6,000, and that gives us a force, our missing value, of 1,200 newtons. So this thing here, we can near enough lift something that is actually 4 times the weight, or 4 times the force of what we originally applied. 4 times more, because we actually increased the surface area by 4 times there. So guys, that's the basic principle of hydraulics. Please, when you're doing your calculations, go through the processes, write down your working, and see how that works out for you. Hopefully that makes things a little bit clearer. Have a good day. Bye.